directory. Here we have. We share the screen. Okay. So are you able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, fine, perfect.
Yes, Bhavana.
Okay, so today's topic is data pumps. So what was our last session? What was the concept that we have discussed in last session?
User management connect resource thing.
Yeah, user management and assigning the privileges,
Yeah.
assigning the roles and all we have discussed, right? So basically users we called in database as schema, right? That point we know, right? So similarly, we have a concept called data pumps here. So let me explain the things. Okay, let me open this. And let me maximize this. So we have basically two types of backups in database. Okay, two types of backups in database. One is called physical backup and second one is called logical backup. So physical backup, logical backup we have, right? And so when I say the physical backup, it will backs up the whole data that includes the data files, archive log files, control files, online redo log files. So when I say the physical data, that will backs up the whole database, including the data they are having. When I say the logical backup, it is a process of backing up only logical data. That means only that is either tables, indexes, sequences, or anything. So this is the main difference between physical backup and logical backup. Physical backup we can perform using the RMAN. Okay, we can perform using the RMAN, and we have some other backup types in physical backup, something called hot backup, cold backup, so that we'll discuss later. So now we'll focus on the logical backup. So what do you mean by logical backup? Logical backup is the process of backing up the data only. When I say the data, it might be the table or sequence or anything. Suppose I have a schema 1, okay, I have a schema 1 in my database. I have 10 tables and 5 sequences, something like that. If I want to back up all these things and if I want to restore somewhere, this process is called logical backup. The process of taking these 10 tables backup and sequences, those are called logical backup. Now, so this logical backup can be achieved by the data pumps. This logical backup can be achieved by the data pumps. Data pumps. So what is a data pump? Now let's have a deep dive in this. Data pumps, right? So here we have EXPDP. And second one is something is called EMPDP. EXPDP and EMPDP. So when I say the EXPDP, it's the command. It's the command where it will use to take the backup. Where it will use to take the backup. It's for backup. to take the backup. And IMPDP is for import. Okay, this is for export and this is for import. When I say in general terms, can anyone say what is export? So it's a basically process of extracting the data, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing EXPDP do. EXPDP means we read it as an export. We read it as an export, and IMPDP we read it as an import. So when I say the import in general terms, so we are acquiring some data, right? We are importing some data. So we will, this is a process of importing data from the backup, importing the data from the backup. So these are the two things we have in data pumps, only these two, EXPDP and IMPDP. So there is a lot of scenarios based on this. We'll go through one by one to import data from backup dumps. Okay. So now let's say we have one database here. We have one database server and we have another database server. And we have one database. We have one database, production database here. So in the same server, we have in the another server, we have another database. Assume that this is another DB we are having. Now, here DB1 and here we have a DB2. So when I say the database, it will be the collection of data files, control log files, online read log files, archive log files. So it's a collection of some files, right? And similarly, we will have the data like tables, sequences, everything. Those data will be present in the data files. So now the process of taking all these physical files, we call the physical backup. Now let's focus on the logical backup. Suppose we have a user one here. We have a user one in this database. And let's see, he is having the 10 tables or 1,000 tables, whatever. So if we want to transfer these data, let's say user one, and he is having 1,000 tables. He is having 1,000 tables in the database one. If we want to transfer these 1,000 tables data to here, if you want to transfer these 1,000 databases to here, then we use the logical backups, which is nothing but data pumps. Okay, so what is the process? First thing is we have to export the data from here. So let's see the process. So here we have to export the data. Export of what? Export of user one, schema one. Here export we have to do. When we perform the export, so we need some physical file to store that particular backup data, right? So suppose if I'm taking backup, I need some physical file to store it. So those files we call as a dump files. Those files we call as a dump files. So, and then we will import. And then we will import in the other database. So this is a process of copying logical data from one database to another database. And the same can be happened in same database also. Suppose once the backup is done, and if you want to restore on the same database, we can restore. We have to delete or we have to remove all the schema data, then we can restore, then we can import to the same database. So it can be either to the different database or we can import the database data to same database. But exporting and importing on the same database is illogical, right? Like we already taken the backup and we are deleting the user. Then what is the use of importing again? So I'll discuss this thing later, but as of now, for time being, you focus on the logical data backup can be achieved by two things. One is export and another one is import. So do you have any questions or doubts here? So we'll see it practically how this works and all later. So let's focus on 1, 2, 3. Not sure why it's not connecting. Okay. Just switch on and switch off. Okay, let it be switch on. So this is the things. This is the data pump scenario. Now let's see theoretically what it mean. What is the things? So Oracle data pump have the two utilities. One is EXPDP and another one is IMPDP. EXPDP is nothing but export. IMPDP is nothing but import. Okay, EXPDP is a utility where it is used to export the data to the physical files. That is nothing but dump file. EXPDP is a utility where it will export the data from database to the physical file. It is nothing but dump files. The physical files, we call it as a dump files. And same as IMPDP. IMPDP is a utility provided by Oracle. It imports the data from physical file, which is nothing but dump file, to the database. So you understand the difference between IXPDP and IMPDP, EXPDP and IMPDP. Now, what is the some advantages where we are having the data pumps? So data pumps operations are the faster. See, these data pumps are introduced from Oracle 11G onwards. Okay, Oracle 11G onwards, it's been the data pumps has been introduced. That is EXPDP and IMPDP. Prior to 11G, we were having the traditional backups. There directly the export was a utility and import was a utility. There was no EXPDP and there was no IMPDP. There were only export and import, the direct keywords. These EXPDP and IMPDP were introduced from Oracle 11G onwards. Why they have introduced? Since they are already having the export and import, why they have introduced the EXPDP and IMPDP? Because of they are having some advantages called EXPDP and IMPDP can be run parallelly. Okay, I mean parallel. When I am running the EXPDP, I can run this EXPDP in parallel by increasing the number of channels. So EXPDP is process of export, right? So prior to 11G, I have to just give the EXPDP and export the database. I mean export the database. So what it will do from backend is it will allocate only one session and it will take up the whole database or whole schema backup. But from EXPDP, I can increase the number of sessions so that it will take parallelly backup in parallel sessions. So that's a main advantage of data pumps. And we can stop, pause, resume whenever we want in the database. But prior to this, there was no facility like that. If you want to stop, you should cancel the job. That's all. And again, you have to restart it from beginning. But whereas in data pumps, you can stop it, you can resume it, you can pause it whenever you want, like that. Okay. So here, if you go through these points, data pumps are faster than compared to traditional export and import. What is a traditional export is I've told you, because we don't use EXPDP and IMPDP there. It is just like export and import utilities, direct commands. Okay, these data pumps will use two SQL packages like DBMS data pump and DBMS metadata. The data pumps use these two packages to increase their speed. Okay. So as I told already, here if we have Oracle database, the EXPDP will export the data into dump file by writing block by block. Okay, it will read the blocks by block. Suppose I have the data 8 blocks or 10 blocks, 20 blocks. It will read the data block by block and it will write. It won't read the data by files. It will read the data by blocks. That's the thing. And then we can define a job name. Okay, so what is the use of job name? If we want to stop it, the EXPDP process, by using the job name only, we can do it. If you want to kill the job by using this job name only, we can do it. So prior to this, there was no facility to define a job name, but from our data pumps, we are able to define the job name. So we can monitor, we can pause, we can resume the jobs. That's the main advantage that I already told. So we can estimate the size only without doing any operation. So without exporting the actual data, we can estimate what can be the dump file size. What can be the dump file size and all. We can estimate the things. So these are some major things. So there is some background process. Always will be these data pumps will be using master and worker background process. Master is once we give the EXPDP command, that is done. Worker process is it's a number of sessions. I mean number of parallel sessions. If we given the parallel equals to 8, then 8 workers will be working on the operations. See, it performs the actual operations. That's all. Now, what is the step-by-step guide to achieve this process? Okay. So these are the major steps. These I can say these are some major steps that can be doing logical backup. So starting with the creating data pump directory. So let me start this one and I will show you. No. I think I have some issue with network. Anyways, my network is not working today. I'll directly do here itself. Instead of using putty, I'll show here itself. So here ES-EF grep daemon What this command shows to us? Anyone?
Present running database.
Yeah. So there is nothing running. So now what I'll do is I'll connect to SQL Plus
Assist DBA.
access DBA. Then I'll just give the startup. Okay, the database is open now. Select name, comma, open underscore mode from $3 database. Okay, now select username from DBA underscore users. So there are 40 schemas are there in this database. 40 schemas. Dev user is one schema, Banu 1, Banu 3, Scott, Oracle OCM. These are the internal schemas. So similarly, we have the 40 schemas in the database. Now, how to export the data and how to import the data? Let's see. So to export the data, what and all minimum requirements we need is we need to have one directory that should be created at both OS level and SQL level. Consider it here. We need at least one directory that needs to be created from both OS level and SQL level. So how can you do it? How can you do it? Now I'll just exit. Now which level I'm in? I'm at the database level, right? So if I give the any OS commands here, will it work here? No, right? Because I'm on the database level. So I'm on the SQL prompt. So only the database operations I can do from here. So I want to create the directory from OS level first. So I'm exiting from here. Now I came to the OS level. I see what and all things are there. I see the present working directory path. Now I will create one directory. mkdir is a command. Guys, you practiced all the Linux commands, right? Which I shared previously. This one. Anyone didn't get this file? Where is this? DBA Linux commands. So you you got all these things, right? Anyone who want these files again?
Sir, myself, sir.
So you don't have this file?
Also.
Yes, sir. I don't have.
Okay, I'll share this. And anyone? I think remaining people they have this file, I guess. So these are some basic Linux commands. Those can be used by DBAs. Very simple again, like ls, lsf, hardly you need to by heart the 20 commands. That's all. So if you understand this only, whatever I'm doing here, you can able to understand. Without that, you will feel difficult. Okay. So again, I'm telling from scratch. mkdir is the command which is used to create the directory. Directory is nothing but a folder. We call it as a directory in Linux. In Windows, we will call it as a folder. mkdir, make directory, the full form of this is. So I'll create one directory called like dump mkdir. I will give. Now, if I give the ls-lrt, it will list the all contents on my current location. So you are seeing right here, one directory has been created. Previously, it was not there. Now, one directory has been created. So we have created the directory from OS level. now what is the next step? We have to create the same directory on database level. So for that, you connect to SQL Plus / DBA. It's a simple command, create directory as give the path home, Raquel, and dump. This is our full path, right? I was in here. Here I've created this directory. So I'm creating the directory from database level also. This is a command, create directory. Oh, I have give the directory name also. Create directory name I have to give. Create directory dump. You can give any name. You know, there is a no rule of you need to give the same name as the physical directory. You can give any name here. Create directory name as and path / home / Oracle / dump. The directory is created now. So where you can see database level directories. So there is a one object called DBA _ directories. Here you will have the details called directory name, directory path, and who is the owner of that particular directory. Okay. So if I give this all owner format A30 all direct, it is just to format my output. That's all. No need to worry about these things. Directory name format A40 all directory path format A50. Select star from DB _ directories. So you are seeing here, right? Lines 399. I'll read this one. All A10 I'll give. Okay, fine. So this is how you can see the information about the directories, which and all directories you are having in the database. So what is the objective is DBA _ directories. So if you don't know the any column, what is the present in that particular directory, simply you can describe it. Okay, if you give the describe and the object name, describe and object name, it will show the all columns, which and all columns it is having. So from there you can select what and all columns you want. So if you want to see the owner and directory name only, select owner comma directory name from DBA directories, like this. So I have created one directory. I think the directory name is dump right here. If you see here, the owner of this directory is sys, and the directory name is dump, and the directory path is here. Understood? So these are the two major steps. This is the first initial steps to perform the logical backup. Then what is the next thing? You have to grant the permissions to this. You have to grant the permission to this. So if I go here, no, sorry, I'll close this. I go here, grant read write on directory. You can give this access to any user. You can give this access to any user, but sys, I'll give this time only sys. Grant read write on dump to sys. Grant succeeded. So now the sys, only sys can access this directory. Now I will perform exit. And let's go here and let's see what is the next step. So first step is create the data pump directory. We have done it. So any doubts in this? We have to create the directory in OS level. We have to create the directory in database level, and we have to grant the permission. These are the three steps involved in this particular phase. Clear on this? Okay, perfect. Once this is done, everything next, whatever we do the next is based on scenarios. So sometimes you may have the requirement to export the only table. Sometimes you may have the requirement to export the whole schema, that is a whole user data. Sometimes you may have the scenarios to export whole database. Okay, sometimes you have the scenarios to export only indexes. Like this, everything remaining everything is based on scenarios from now onwards. Now let's see how to export the table. How to export the table. So once this is done, so if you want to go here and check expdb help equals to y, if you give this, there is a lot of detail. In detail it will be giving. It's a just for help purpose. See here, lot of options and parameters are there. Transferring the data objects between Oracle databases. This utility is invoked with the following command: expdp username and password, directory, which directory we want to store our dump file, and dump file equals to name of the dump file. It's very simple, right? expdp username and password, directory equals to which directory we want to store it, and dump file equals to the name of the dump file. You can give anything. You can give anything. Now let's see one simple thing. expdp, where I'll give sys password. What is sys password plus sys 123 as DBA. Oracle 123 is the sys password I'm using, and also what is a system password? Perfect. System password also Oracle 123. Now I will use the system account. expdp, and username is system. Sys and system are the same. Okay, you may think about the difference, but system and system users are almost similar. Whereas the only difference is if you are trying to connect as a sys, you have to always connect as a sys DBA. You have to pass the sys DBA keyword. while the connection, see here, like this, sys password as sys DBA only you have to connect. But whereas system, you no need to give as the as sys DBA. You can directly connect to it. That's the only difference, okay? EXPDP system and password is Oracle 123 and directory equals to which directory I want to store. Come on, interact with me. So what was the directory? It's a dump, right? Dump and which schema I can export now is
You are now exporting in OS level.
yeah. EXPDP and IEMPDP commands are the OS level. You have to perform from the OS level. These are the database utilities. So when I say utilities, like SQL plus, see if you give here, what is this? I'll go another. I'll open this. If you give the SQL plus is not a command, okay?
Command.
It's not a basic Linux command. You have to install the software. You have to export the path. It's some binary or libraries on some kind of things, right? So if you give the SQL plus, it will take you to like this, enter username or password, something like that. Similarly, EXPDP is a database utility. This is not the again Linux command. It's a database utility. You have to export the path to use all these things. Where all this located is Oracle home /bin, right? If I give echo $path, I have things that I have exported. If you are seeing here, last one, this is my Oracle home till here and /bin I have given. If I give this, here lot of utility and binary folders are there. This and all are the database utilities. Here we will be having the SQL plus, EXPDP, everything. NetCA, DBUA, DBCA, everything you will be having here. So LSF and LRT, SQL plus. Here we have the SQL plus. LSF and LRT, EXP star. If I give EXPDP, you have EXP, you have. So these are the utilities. So that's the reason we do it from OS level. EXPDP is a utility, then the database username and password, directory, and schema. Which schema you want to export? Let me try to export one schema called Banu and dump file. We can give any name. We can give any name. Banu schema .tmp. This is the file extension. Okay. Unknown parameter schemas. Okay. Directory, log file, tables. Schemas I have to give. Okay. I have to give the schemas. Then you can have one log file. So where this details of activity will be written there. So you can give any name to this as well. .log and the job name you can give. Job equals to schema export. You can give anything. Okay. Like this, there are a lot of parameters. I'll explain the each parameter one by one later, but this is some basic command we use to export. So here I am trying to export the whole schema. Okay, now I'll give you enter. Job is again, what is this? Log file. Job name I have to give, I guess. Okay, job underscore name I have to give. Okay, now it's running. Now it's running. See, so it's connected to the database. It's connected to the database. Then it is writing to the dump file. Okay, it's writing to the dump file. So all these details will be writing to the log files also. It's a log file is just to see the activity details. So what's going on? What is the things? Now, if you see here, it's a backing up the user data. It's backing up the grants, permissions. It is exporting the role. It's like it's exporting the default roles. It's exporting the tables. It's exporting the statistics. Everything, right? So I have only 3 tables in that particular schema. So all these 3 tables are exported. So where these files are located, cd dump. If you go there, here if you give the ls-lrt, one dump file is created, and log file is nothing but it's a just activity monitor to monitor the activity. That's all. There is no use of this apart from monitoring the activity details. So the schema, the job system.schema export. Schema export was the job name I given. Schema export was the job name I've given. Successfully completed. So if I want to import this, now let's see. I'll try to import on same database. Okay, I'll try to import on the same database. I'll connect to SQL Plus.
Yes.
DBA. I'll drop the user. Drop user username cascade. If I give the cascade, all the objects will be dropped, will be deleted. User dropped. Commit. I don't need to give the commit, but now if I see select username from DBA underscore users, I have only 39 now, 39 users, because I've dropped one schema. Okay. Now I will exit. I'll try to import the things now. I'll copy this. I'll copy this. I'll go to the notepad window. Here I will wait. So now here, what I have to give to import?
IMP.
IMPDP. IMPDP. The username and password are the same. Directory, same. Schema, Banu schema. I just wanted to import dump file. From which dump file I need the data? Same dump file. Log file I can give. I can change it. Banu import. I will give schema import. Job name I will change. That's all.
Job name is must, right?
No, if you don't give it right, automatically one job will be created. So let's see. If I'm removing this, automatically one job name will be created.
Okay.
So if I just copied the command, I'm giving it here. See, on job is automatically created.
Yeah.
System.sys import schema.
Schema. Okay.
So now the data has been imported, and now it's at the statistics. So basically, it will export the schema passwords. I mean, schema roles and privileges, everything. If I give the whole schema export, then it will import. So the schema import is completed. Now, if I go here, now select username from DBA underscore users. Now you are seeing the 40. The user Banu has been imported. And all data that is under Banu schema has been imported now. So clear on schema export and import?
Yeah.
It's interesting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, basically, so similarly, we have a lot of scenarios like this. We'll go one by one later. I mean, probably in next class. So
Yeah.
we can export the single table and we can import it. We can export the full database and we can import it. Okay.
Duplicate of schema also, you please say.
Yeah, the duplicate. We can import the data from one schema to another schema. We can do like this. A lot of scenarios are there. So basically, I'll touch 2-3 scenarios, and remaining I'll give as an assignment.
Okay.
So here I've given with all commands and all with explanation. I expect you guys have to practice this.
Sure.
Then you come up with any doubts so
Okay.
that I can clear on it.
Okay.
So tomorrow I'll explain 2-3 scenarios. Okay.
Okay.
So that you will be having the knowledge on what is this, what is that. I think you have some experience on EXPDP and IMPDP now, what it is, how it works. In this class, I think we have gone through this, right?
Yes, Bonu.
So from now on, it's everything depends upon the scenarios. I mean, which scenario you will get, what is the thing, what is the parameter you have to give based on the scenarios.
Okay.
Okay. So any doubts or any questions asked so far?
Today's class, no doubts. Need to practice.
Okay. So remaining people, you are clear, right? Money.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mamata.
Today class, no doubt, sir, but my putty is not working.
Your putty.
Yes, sir. It's showing some network issue. I'm out.
Okay, I'll stop share it. You please share your screen. So how you are connecting? How you guys are connecting? You guys are connecting using the mobile data or how it is?
No, sir.
Okay. Now share your screen and share your issue. And guys, if you have any questions, you can stay here. And if you are fine with the class and if you don't want to see this, you can drop off from the call. That's all for today's class. This screen is not visible. Okay. Yours, show me your Linux screen. No, this I'm unable to see it actually. You have to share a whole screen.
Sir, you're not able to see my screen.
No, I mean I can able to see your screen, but not the Linux one. You have restricted it, I guess. You are sharing only window. So while sharing, you have to click on the screen, whole screen. So you just stop it and again reshare it. Anyways, yeah. Now click on the share screen. Now you see the very first thing is screen. You click on that. Yeah. Now open. Open your VM. No, not this one. Open your VM. I asked about the VM.
Sir, just a minute. I think it's deleted again. I installed, sir.
Okay. Give me the control. Hmm. I requested for the control. So yeah, here it is. Click on the start. So what window is there on top of your VM box? I'm seeing something blur.
Nothing there, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever you are moving, your cursor is moving, I'm seeing blur there. There is some hidden window is there. These are the zoom controls.
Yes, sir.
You can hide them. You can click on the view options or options, and you can hide floating menu, something like that. Hide, yeah. So my control is there now. Yeah. You can. I just lost control. You can take the control. You close this and let's see what's happening. Why it's not powering up? Okay. So this would be always a problem, okay? If you shut down the machine completely, sometimes the Linux OS may come up, sometimes it may not. That's why I've been telling to the people, until your practice, until your this course completes, you keep your VM on the sleep state. Don't shut it down completely. So it's a keep on loading, right? Is the first time you are restarting, Namata? Or, I'm unable to hear you. You are on the mute. I'll unmute.
No, sir. I already started, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's taking too long time.
So previous time also it took much time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. ఇది ఇలా ఉన్నాయండి. హలో బాలాజీ.
చెప్పండి బాలు గారు.
మీది అది రిజాల్వ్ అయిందా నెట్వర్క్ ఇష్యూ?
అది లేదండి.
మీరు మొబైల్ వైఫై ద్వారా కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నారు హాట్స్పాట్ ద్వారా?
లేదండి, త్రూ వైఫై.
త్రూ వైఫై తో ఐపీ అడ్రస్ అసైన్ అవ్వాలి కదా. ఓకే, షేర్ చేయండి, మీ స్క్రీన్ కూడా షేర్ చేయండి.
ఓకే.
And Mamata, once this comes up, you will tell in the call, okay? Meanwhile, I'll be working on the Balaji issue as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay. You stop share it. I think Balaji can share. Once that come up, you just please inform me.
Yeah, sure, sir.
And బాలాజీ గారు మీ స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయండి, షేర్ స్క్రీన్.
ఒక్క నిమిషం.
అయిపోయి అసైన్ అవ్వట్లేదు మీకు.
ఒక్క నిమిషం అండి, నేను మళ్ళీ రీజాయిన్ అవుతాను.
సరే. సో మమత, యూ ఆల్సో నో ద తెలుగు, రైట్?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో మీరు ఇంకా ప్రాక్టీస్ ఏం చేయలేదన్నమాట.
ఇవి డౌన్లోడ్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నాను సార్.
ఓకే
థియరిటికల్ గా వెళ్తున్నాను, వీడియోస్ చూస్తూ ఉన్నాను అయితే.
ఓకే ఓకే
ఇవి డౌన్లోడ్ అవడానికి టైం చాలా అవుతుంది సార్. ఒక 5 days నుంచి దీని మీద వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాను.
ఓకే ఓకే
మోర్ దెన్ ఏ వీక్.
ఓకే. So basically, once this setup is done right, then you don't need to have the worry about this. The setup itself is a headache.
ఓకే.
That's why once the setup is done, you don't shut down your laptop. You keep it in a sleep mode. You do whatever you want. Again, then it won't take the much time for restart, or you won't face any issues while restarting it.
ఓకే సార్.
Okay.
భాను గారు ఓపెన్.
Oh, sorry. Just the control. కనెక్షన్ ఫెయిల్డ్. ఏం ఇష్యూ అండి ఇది మీకు? ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ ప్రాపర్ గా చేశారు కదా మీరు?
ఏంటండి?
ఇన్స్టాలేషన్
కరెక్ట్ గానే చేసామండి. మనము అక్కడే చేసే కదా, ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్.
ఓకే ఓకే. అండ్ వై ఇట్స్ నాట్ డన్? నాకెందుకు మీ ఇది కంట్రోల్ రావట్లేదు? క్లిక్ ఆన్ యాడ్
మీదే ఉందండి ఒకసారి
అవుతలేదండి ఇది. యాడ్ పైన క్లిక్ చేశారా?
చేశానండి బట్ ఏమి మూవ్
ఏం మూవ్ అవ్వట్లేదా? క్యాన్సిల్ పైన క్లిక్ చేయండి. స్లో ఉంది, ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్ స్లో ఉంది, అదే ఇష్యూ ఇక్కడ. ఓకే ఫైన్. అవటం లేదు కదా? అవడం లేదు. వెయిట్ ఏ సెక్, ఆగండి.
మాక్సిమైజ్ చేయమంటారా?
అవసరం లేదు. మమతా గారు మీ తప్పైందండి.
నో సార్.
ఓకే. సో మీ ల్యాప్టాప్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఏంటి?
So I didn't have idea, sir. My husband laptop.
ఓకే. ఇది ఐ మీన్ ర్యామ్ అవేం ఐడియా లేదండి మీకు?
లేదు సార్.
ఓకే. నేను ఇది రికార్డ్ పాస్ చేస్తాను. వైర్డ్ కనెక్షన్ ఎందుకు ఇచ్చారు వీళ్ళు? తప్ప అక్కడ. మీ కనెక్షన్ టైప్ ఏంటండి? వైఫైనా ఇక్కడ?
ఏంటండి?
మీ నెట్వర్క్ కనెక్షన్ టైప్ ఏంటి? వైఫైనా?
వైఫై.
మమతా గారు మీది అవ్వలేదంటే అవ్వలేదు అది ఇంకా?
నో సార్.
దాన్ని ఒకసారి క్లోజ్ చేసేసి మళ్ళీ రీస్టార్ట్ చేయండి.
ఓకే సార్. చాలా స్లో ఉందండి.
Let it start. మీ తప్ప అవ్వలేదండి మమత గారు ఇంకా స్టిల్
ఏంటండి సార్?
లేదు సార్, అవుతుంది.
అప్ అయిందా?
బెటర్.
ఓకే ఓకే. సో చూద్దాం ఇప్పుడు. So do you have any work? If you have work, you can go. సో ఇది స్టార్ట్ అవుతున్నాయండి ఈలోపు. మమత గారు మీరు షేర్ చేయండి.
Sure.